Hello, everyone. Welcome to Art Party Friday.
Hello.
Oh,
We'd love to see your faces if you turn your cameras on, bottom left. Here we go.
Everyone.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming to party with us tonight. Hi again, June.
oh, I love
Oh, look at you in your hat and your Lula Castillo. Oh, can we spotlight you for a second, June?
Certainly.
Oh, and she switched her hat. You switched
Yeah,
your
she
hat.
switched the hat.
I love it.
Woohoo! So this is June, everyone, and she is modeling Lula Castillo natural serge jewelry and an amazing swan and stone hat. As am I. We have dueling blue hats tonight, June.
That's why I figured I would do it. I wanted to match you tonight.
I love it. That makes me happy.
Look great.
And there's the lovely Loretta Antisovsky, also known as the host's mom.
Yeah. Great. It's always important to note how well Art Party Central artists' work goes together, right? The hats, the
Oh, we were
jewelry, the
talking about that at
sweaters.
the earlier party. It was almost like everyone coordinated. It was really fabulous.
I was going to put on my sweater from Logic, but my air conditioner in this room isn't working. So.
And it's 80 degrees in the middle of October.
That's right.
Oh, I'm not complaining.
Not at all. Hi, Mary Carol. And Pam is here. Wonderful. And Liz, and Melanie.
So happy to see everyone. We'll get started in just a minute. Hope everyone has enjoyed, and everyone here who's in the Northeast enjoyed surprisingly, unseasonably, beautifully warm, lovely weather today.
Yeah, I can't believe how warm it got here. Like 75, really? It's October 14th.
Yeah, it's really weird. Really weird.
Oh, and everybody, your chat is at the bottom. And if you'd like, we'd love to see where you're from. We have one of our artists typed in. They're from Vermont. I'm going to say where I'm saying hi from. We've got New Jersey. I know we got more than that. Cape Cod. Oh, Pat.
Right.
Fun. San Francisco. Massachusetts.
In the Berkshires.
Ooh, Nancy, my home away from home. My brother lives in Great Barrington.
Wait, what? Your brother lives in Great Barrington?
Yep.
Because that's my home away from home. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Wow,
And
the
anyone
world
who hasn't been
getting
must go to Great Barrington.
smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yep.
Look at that, North Carolina.
Yeah, we'll have to take this up. I hope that North Carolina is nice. New York, hi, Luba. Okay, I believe.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm sorry. Hi, nice to see you, everybody.
Nice to see
Miss
you
you so much.
So I'm happy that everyone is here and we are going to get started. I'm sure people will trickle in as we go. For those of you that didn't hear me, your camera screen bottom left, turn them on. We'd love to see your faces if you're comfortable. The chat is on the right. That is a place you can ask any questions that come up as the artists present. You could pop in comments. We love to hear your feedback on our work. And thank you for coming to Art Party today. One technical thing I'll get out of the way, which is if for any reason we have technical issues and the party ends abruptly, we are going to post an updated link in red at the top of our homepage, which is artpartycentral.org. You go there and we seamlessly start the party again at that time. And now that that is out of the way, I think it's time for a toast to a wonderful evening of Art Party together. We're going to hold up our glasses and say cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome, welcome. Now we're going to mute everyone. Please don't be offended at all. It's just Zoom protocol and how we start our parties. Okay, now I am unmuted officially. I am Carla Goodian of Carla Goodian Art and Design, proud to be one of the founding members of the amazing Art Party Central. I have hand-colored etchings and products for the home and beautiful holiday gifts that I've designed, and I can be found on my website, carlagoodian.com. And I also want to give a big shout out to my fantastic co-host tonight, Charlie Tesnakis of Ecologic, which is ecologic.com. And you're going to have a treat, which is Ecologic is one of our presenters tonight. You can find Charlie in the chat as admin. And Charlie is who you will message if you have any concerns, any questions that come up, you put in there, and be sure to check out ecologic.com as well. Enough about us. We're going to introduce our 8 super talented artists that we have with us tonight. We have Francesca Vitali of Francesca Vitali Paper Jewelry, Kathleen Tesnakis from Ecologic, Jan Lichtenstein from It's by Jan, Lula Castillo from Natural Sir, Joanne Litz from Steel Pony, Angela Flaviani from Bottega Flaviani, Barbara Poole from Be Felt, and Sam Stone from Swan and Stone Millinery. The party is going to shake out in a wonderful routine that we do, which is each artist is going to give a presentation. I'm going to come in and ask some questions that were previously submitted or posed in the chat. At the end of the party, we're going to raffle off one $50 gift certificate for 4 of the artists. So that's 4 chances to win just for sticking around to the end. You do have to be present. At that time, we're also going to give out a special discount code that will be good on all of the artist websites, as well as my co-host sites, ecologic.com, and my website, carlagoodian.com. At the end of the party, we're going to open up for chatting and additional questions where you can hang out and mingle with us and chit chat about how the evening went and ask any lingering thoughts or questions you have. Now we're ready to get to the fun stuff. Our first presenter today is Francesca. Francesca, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to Rochester, New York, in my studio. For who doesn't know me, I'm Francesca Vitali, and I weave paper strips into sculptural 3-dimensional jewelry. And all the paper is coated with acrylic medium, so that it's protected for weather or sweat. Oh, and actually, I never mentioned this, but probably it's a good trick to know all the paper can be spot clean. And if you want to know how, I can tell you later during the after party a little trick about that. Today, I wanted to show you a few things. Some earrings and some work that is going to be up for a virtual show that is coming up. But as a nice, interesting story, so that's why I'm actually showing it to you tonight. First, the earrings, because they're fun. That is not me. But it's a nice music. We can dance a little bit. So the earrings that I want to show you tonight are these. And they are based on the same shape that is kind of a signature shape for me. And actually, this is what I normally make, this kind of size. And as you can see, I scale it down so that, you know, it gets a little bit less dramatic, but also very fun and kind of challenging for me, which is part of the fun of making this, because if you see this little hole is where my hands should get in order to close the circle, but I don't want to give away too many secrets of the trade. So these are the earrings and how they look like on. I have 4 different colors. The paper is repurposed paper, so it's recycled, and the 2 pairs are not exactly the same, but made from the same paper. And this is what it's actually fun about them. The other earrings that I wanted to show you are the one that I'm wearing today. They are new to my website, but are bestsellers that I always have, not always, but for a long time, because they're super fun and they're kind of my thing, black, red, and white. what is interesting, and I never really thought about how to present them on my website, and I finally come up with an idea, is to sell them by single. So you buy one and you can combine and make your own pair, which is something that I always found fun, because, you know, I like to make things, and so I like to pair things, and I hope you do too. Have fun making your own pair. I try always to make jewelry that doesn't end with me but finish with you. So I love to give the person that wear the jewelry the opportunity to give their own touch and finish with me the piece together. So there are different combination of black and white, and let me show you. Like this one is a checker. There are some stripes, and so you can combine them and make different pairing. On the website, you'll see some of my suggestions, but you are more than welcome to do anything, kind of pairing that you like. Also, if you buy 3, you get a little discount, and 4 even more, and you can get more than just 2 pair of earrings if you get 4 singles. And then with that, if I have more time, I'll tell you the story of these pieces here. Do I have time, Carla?
You do have time, Francesca. Please tell the story.
So let me show you. Actually, I wasn't prepared for this, but I'll be prepared in a second. Ta-da! So I work look at the hair. I work with the Museum of Art and Design quite a bit, and they send me this summer some of the old catalogs. And I was asked to donate a piece, make a piece and donate a piece for the auction made with their catalogs. And so I come up with this whole series, because when I design something, I can't design one piece. I have to make a complete series, otherwise I have to get it out of me. So it started with this necklace that was based on these catalogs. And then I decided to add the bracelet, the earrings, and also this brooch. It's actually super cool. I want to show you, because this brooch can become, it's a brooch, of course, because I'm obsessed with brooch, but each single piece comes out, and this one comes with earrings wires as well, so you can wear them as earrings, each of them, and you can mix and match the 3 pendants as earrings. So this is something that is going to be on the Smithsonian Craft Show website. Virtual show next week that is also on my website as information. If you need to know any of my shows, in person and virtual, I updated my website, because earlier somebody asked me, is it anything on my website? And it wasn't. And so now it is. And
Francesca, are you going to be anywhere we could see your work in person? I know I'm privileged to own a pair of your earrings that make me so happy whenever I wear them, but I would love other people to see them in person as well.
Yes. So if somebody is in Philadelphia, I'm going to be there November 4th to 7th for the Philadelphia Museum of Art Craft Show at the Convention Center. And then I'll be in New York City the second week, the December 4th to December 11th, December 5th, I think, to December 11th at the Museum of Art and Design, where I'll have some more work. And so these are my very first in-person events. I'm excited and scared at the same time.
I'm going to come. I want to come see you at the Museum of Art and Design.
Yeah,
in New York. Yeah, that, and I'll rock your earrings, and that's going to be the best. Now, if somebody wants to come to your studio now that they're in person, is that possible to make appointments with you for that? Now that people are vaxxed?
By phone for sure. I can. I'll continue to work on phone, Zoom, or FaceTime appointment. This is something that COVID has taught me, all of us, I guess, and I won't change that. I actually really enjoyed that part of this experience we had in the past year and a half or 2 years of inviting people in my studio. Not in my studio per se, physically, because it's a messy place and I don't want to. I'm terrible. It's in a really terrible shape. But on the phone, yes, you can come and
on the phone, you can give the guided tour and say,
absolutely.
We're just going to cover and skip this area. I know that tour. I know that mess.
I mean, I can turn the camera right now. It's not pretty.
We all need a little bit of smoke and mirrors, just a little clean little space around us. Now, are there pieces that if we do one of these phone tours of your studio, will we see some things that aren't on the website? Are there unusual pieces there?
Yes, actually, yes, yes. I do have some things that sometimes, before COVID, I used to have little nuggets of gold that I would keep just for some of my customers, and I like to keep those still. So yes, there are some
We get the
little
secret
treasure
stash.
that are just for, either sometimes just because I forgot about them, and some people are like, oh, let me see that box down there, and I'll open it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this wonderful piece, and I forgot. And sometimes it's just because I really love a piece, so it takes me a little bit to get away, or needs to find the perfect person.
Well, thank you so much. I love hearing about your secret studio stash. You've been amazing as always, and welcome back to Art Party. And we're going to take it on to Kathleen. Kathleen, you are on.
Great. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you all. Welcome to the Ecologic Studio. I'm sure most of you know that I am a recycling designer and I specialize in cashmere. Today, I wanted to go on a little bit different journey with you because we are heading into hat season, and having a nice cashmere hat that can fold up in a pocket and doesn't give you bad hat hair and keeps you warm. Those type of things are indispensable in my book. So I wanted to talk today a little bit about my different hat designs and what their purpose is. Whenever I am designing, whether it's a sweater, an accessory, I'm always thinking about the functional use of that. And this design that I'm wearing right here, actually not wearing, but holding right here in my hand, is for people that like to wear their hair up in little knots. And let me show you how that works. When I am working in the studio, my hair is always up like this. And on the way to work, I perch one of these on my head, and it is able to take the volume of that and still wear glasses and keep my ears really warm. So this is the Saturn hat. Another hat that I really enjoy is the new beret style. And I'm going to pull that hair down a little bit. What is so much fun about this beret is its shapeability. You can really get different styles depending on how you like to wear it. I know when I wear mine, it's usually just perched on the back of my head like this, but it is really fun to be able to do different things with it. So this is the beret, and it looks great on men and women. Sometimes the guys like to wear it like this. So that is one. Another design that I did, it goes underneath a bike helmet or a ski helmet. I actually designed this for my husband, Charlie. It turns into a really nice skull cap. You can fold it up like that or get the full depth. This is really good for someone who doesn't have a lot of hair or may have a really delicate small head. This is a fantastic hat for those type of people. Another design I did just for the nostalgia of the design. This is a very archetypical shape worn by the Sufis, worn by the Tibetans. I actually happened to spend a lot of time in the Himalayas as a child. And so this shape was really comforting to me, and I needed to do my version of it. Just a nod to all of the times that I spent in the Himalayas and with the wonderful people of India and northern India. So this has a double layer of cashmere right around the ears. It is a tighter fitting hat. So those people that really need something close and tight, this is excellent with double cashmere right on the ears. And I always say that this little point here, it is sort of the connection to positive energy, and it just keeps on giving. It's one of my customers' favorite pieces. It just has a lot of meaning for me. It's also done with the heaviest cashmere on the top. The last one that I'm going to show you is the beehive. And the beehive design is just an overall classic. It looks great on men, women. It fits big heads, average heads. It's just an excellent hat. You throw it on, you're done. That's that. All of the hats that I make are, again, felted cashmere. So I really put them through a process to thicken them up and make them super wonderful for the outdoors. And they're great in the rain and the snow. So you can have a hat on your head that's not going to make your hair horrible and be totally toasty without the weight of a, cashmere's weightless. It doesn't really weigh anything. So that's kind of a delight. The other thing I wanted to show you tonight were the mittens. I have not shown these before on Art Party because, I think maybe last year, but I don't bring them out until it really starts getting cold. These, again, are felted. You can wear them either way, whichever color you want, this hand or that hand. Inside each one, there's a hidden pocket. So when I go into the hidden pocket, it encloses my hand and I'm actually like in a full mitten. When I want to use my fingers, I just come out, I push this down, I can get my keys, get in my car, I can do all of the things, even just rearrange what I have going on. So these are our fingerless mittens. I do like to show them and the functionality because it is a new way of doing things, but I have to say I really enjoy not having any dangling particles, and I love the quick access to be able to use my fingers.
And I love the engineering of that you're so thoughtful about the way, whether you're ready to use your fingers or need to keep them warm. And the other thing, Kathleen, I never thought of the connection between your onion hat and your childhood and where you grow up. And that really touches my heart. And I would love to have all that positive energy coming out of the top of an onion hat. Because you're such a delicious person, in person or virtually, where can people find you in person?
Okay, well, if you are in upstate New York, near Albany, come to Troy, New York. We have one of the best farmers market in the region. I love supporting all the locally made products. And since COVID, I've been down there myself. It's been a wonderful way to connect with community and have visitors. In addition to that, I have been doing some juried art shows. I just came back from Rittenhouse. My next show is going to be at Winterfest in Columbus, Ohio. There's always a little banner at the top of the website that tells you what my next event is. And we have a newsletter every week during season to tell you what I'm making, what's inspiring me. And I always give little special, discounts or sneak previews there as well.
I want to say I love your newsletter and I love catching up with Ecologic that way. And I have two quick questions with very little time to answer them. One is, how do you size the mittens? And two, this is the burning question. What is pilling and what can you do to prevent it or once something has pilled?
Okay, so the first question, my hand is for a medium, and that's 7 inches from right here at the bend to the tip of your finger, and the 6.5 is a small. There is a chart. When you go to our products, go all the way down and scroll. You will see a sizing chart for sweaters, hats, and mittens there, but you do have to scroll down. Pilling. Nothing gets pilling off like a cashmere brush. There is a section of my website called resources, and it teaches you exactly the motion that you need to use to get the pilling off. The good news is pilling is not a permanent condition. It happens from abrasion, and you just brush it away and you have a brand new sweater.
Yay, because I always think when sometimes things get too pilled, they're ruined, but they're not. You're saying it hasn't damaged the actual fiber of the sweater.
Right, especially if it has to be a wool or cashmere sweater. If it is a synthetic, it could be a loss, but you can also try to use the shaver.
And we should all look as adorable as you in your hats. They were so cute. Thank you so much, Kathleen.
Thank you.
And we are going to move it on to Jan. Jan, take it away for us.
Hi, I'm Jan Wittgenstein. I'm with It's by Jan. And we do fiber and we do glass scarf magnets. Let's start there today. So the scarf magnets were invented because I had customers that would come to the shows and say, I just visit my scarves in the drawers. I can't wear them because I have no idea how to wear them. So I designed the scarf magnets so that one can easily wear anything. So here, we have a nice little wave scarf. This one is silk organza. Put a magnet in the front. If you go behind your shirt with the back of the magnet, your scarf will never move. And then you have your hands free the whole time. You're not doing this all day. You're not looking for your scarf behind you. It stays on. And then I do all different kinds of silk. And one of the techniques I use is called shibori. And this is Arashi shibori, which is actually a pleated fabric. And the pleats make the lines. And then I soften the pleats out. And these lines, so this is just a piece of organza. Starts as just a white piece of organza, and then you put the pleating in and then the lines. Here's another one. This is one of the other styles that we offer. Hang on a second. We have many styles. I try to make it so that you don't have the most amount of fabric in the front so that you can accentuate your best parts. Thank you, Carla. And but also can will not make you look like you unduly have too much fabric around you. So here, this one is called the cascading circle wrap. So it has like a really beautiful circle, and on the bottoms look like bells, and that's designed into them. So if you take it out, you actually see it's kind of like a little circle, but when you put it down, it becomes a bell. I also do, let's see, something different. Oh, here's a new one. You didn't see this one last time. So I have bubble silk, and bubble silk is just the most amazing because it's stretchy, and there's actually elastic in the fabric, and it just holds its shape really well. So in this case, I thought there are people who just want a little pop of color. So this gives you the opportunity to just have a little pop of color. In this case, I did red. I could do any color. And we can do black, white, or other colors as the main color. So this one, and then the other great thing about the bubble silks, the ponchos, are that you can do it this way, whichever way accents you the most. You can have this in the back.
They would look so great with like the pop of color with Francesca's earrings. It was one of these things where the artists are really tying in their work.
Yes,
And-
perfect. In her black and red and white
Yep.
would be.
That's what I was thinking. And even your bright colors, go with a bright and a bright, I want to live in your world of color.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then we have, this is a small version of that same cascading scarf. So if you're really just interested in something that's little, just around your neck, you can do this. Put a little magnet on, it'll never move. You'll have your little bells at the bottom. We also have, oh, here's something no one has seen on our party. This is called Inajame. It's also a shibori method, and it's done with shapes. So it has all these interesting little diamonds, etc. It's done with folding shapes. And this one is a chiffon. So this is kind of that middle size that you can either wear as a shawl or you can wear it around your neck. And that's the nice thing about most of the scarves. Almost everything you can wear in 2 or 3 or 4 different ways. And let me show you. So we'll take a heart magnet. You can put it right there. And then you have a nice little style. And once again, if you put it behind your shirt, then nothing will move. If you put it in front of your shirt, it could zip around. All right, here's one of my favorites. This is the wave, which I just love the shape because it gives you it really accentuates very nicely in the front. And I'm practicing using that word, Carla. And so you have a nice little line.
And it really does. It falls over your curves beautifully and expresses the curves underneath beautifully.
Then you can also do it this way. I can get it around, hang on. So you can even do it so that you see the little waves going down.
It's so beautiful with the waves. It reminds me of like, an old picture, vintage picture of somebody riding in a convertible with it blowing, but it wouldn't blow away because of your magnets.
Right, that's the thing, it won't blow away. Even if you only put one side in, it still will never leave you.
Now, if you didn't have a scarf, but you had one of your magnets, is there another use for it?
There it is, hang on 1 second. So one of the things, let me take a different shape, will work better. One of the things that one of my customers actually taught me was that she takes her magnet and it has 2 magnets on the glass side, 2 magnets on the back. You just put it around your chain of whatever kind you have. This happens to be cable. Oops, here we go. And then you have a nice necklace. So it ends up, you have, lots of different ways to wear it, as well as it can be it can just be a brooch. It can also be a lapel pin. So if you wanted to do it on a lapel, or one of the things that we talked about in the earlier party and that a lot of customers do is they take this and those sweaters that don't have buttons, well, you put on that sweater and you can close it together, because so many of my customers are like, well, it's great, but I'm always like trying to work with it to make it stay together. So it's an option that you can do that way also.
And there are a lot of sweaters these days that don't come with buttons, so that's a perfect solution.
There are so many, and little jackets that don't come with buttons. So it's really, here's another wave one. I just love this new style. I actually
love the waves. The waves are driving me crazy. They're so beautiful.
Thank you. So they actually used to be rectangles. And one day I figured out how to make them not rectangles, just because as a rectangle, it was just a little bit too much fabric. So this is, you can pull it down, have it accentuate all the right places for you. The other great thing about organza, when this particular one is organza, is that because it is a little crisper, you could actually do it where you have those, really fancy styles that you see people wear in the movies, etc. And with the magnet, you can keep that style the same. So when you leave your house, you look the same once you get to your event.
Oh,
Or
that's
once you
fantastic. Jan, I wish we had time for more questions, but really you've shown us so much and so much has been inspirational. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. And we are going to move on to Lula. Lula, take it away, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight to the party. My name is Lula Castillo. I'm the creator of Natural to Organic Jewelry. If you haven't been on the party, so if you don't know my work, what I do is I recycle seeds, beans, nuts. I also work with a citrus peel and I combine them and I create vibrant, lightweight, eco-friendly accessories. As I was telling earlier, this year and past year it's been challenging for me because I haven't been able to get a lot of material. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to use what I have and develop more techniques to explore more the materials or colors. So my pieces are becoming like a one of a kind. I want to show you the colorful pieces. So this one is made of a tagua nut. So I use all the different colors. This is the nut. It's a novel nut from a palm tree that grows in South America. All my pieces are adjustable, so you can make it shorter or longer, so you can leave it like that. You can make it super short, depends on what you're wearing. So this is one of the pieces that have all the colors. People, I thought for summer people use all the multicolors, but it's been common that even for winter, people is trying the multicolors. Another piece that I have the colors. I'm using the same colors, but the tagua is a little bit thicker and small. So this is like a chain. So I did like a double row. I'm trying to be more, to add more dimension to the pieces. And again, you can make it shorter. You can play around. You can make it long here, short here. Or if you want it, you can make it a choker. So it depends what you wear. Also, if you're wearing a turtleneck, you can leave a little bit of space and wear the turtleneck. Another one that I did in multicolor. This is the citrus peel. The citrus, sometimes I roll it, sometimes I cut it. This one I did like I punch it like a cookie cutter. This is a very lightweight necklace, and same thing. You can just play with it. You can make it short on one side, long on the other one. I like this one a little shorter, and like this. Another thing that I've been exploring is all the materials that I use, but in different designs. Another material that I use and people like a lot is the lima beans. These are rare lima beans that grow in Colombia, where I was born. And this is one of my popular materials. So I did this one. This is meant to be more like a long. And this is a combination that I really enjoy doing, black and white, and added a little bit of red just to give it a hint. So same like that. And also, even though it's the same necklace, you can I can make it shorter and looks like another one. Sometimes I tell the customers that play with it, so you can leave this and play with it. Tagua knot is a very nice material because I can also dye in different ways. So I have a design that I used to do flowers. So now what I'm doing is dyeing into colors. So with this one, it's like a silicone, like a batik kind of it. So I dye the light one. I put the silicone around, I dip it again, and I do the dark color. So I did this. And then the beauty of this is the same one can be used on this side. So you can use the flowers in both sides. And also with the Tagua knot, because I'm trying to do the dimension. So I use the Tagua, this is a natural color, and what I do is I leave the edges because some people think it's plastic, and I dye the other color. So this is for I call for my city people. I notice that people in big cities like black and white. So I do a little black and white.
I love the black and white together. I guess I'm a city girl, and I would never think it's plastic. Once you've touched your work and you get the feel of the nut and you hear the noise, you know it. There's no way that it's plastic. And I love how you're dealing with circumstances. I mean, everyone, every maker is experiencing some sort of supply chain problem right now, and you're really rolling with it in terms of doing more custom. Do you do custom earrings as well?
Yes, I am actually working. I'm trying to develop more the materials, so I'm making more like a one of a kind. So I'm doing, like, for example, this is citrus. What I do, I can have it here. So I do stripes with the citrus peel. I use the half of the peel, like when you do the orange, you have the half. So I do strips, and I turn it around. And then I do like this little balls. So this is the pear. And they're very lightweight because it's already dry. And what I do is I bake the citrus. So this is how it looks. Even with a hair like mine, so you can show it. Another one that I did, like I'm trying to go bigger. So this is the pear.
I already claimed those. Those are mine.
See, this is the Tagua knot. So this is the slice, and this is the ring. It's also super lightweight, and it's like chandelier kind of it. So it looks like this.
How could you not want to dance if you're wearing those? Forget COVID. You just turn on the music at home. You put on those earrings, and you would be in the best mood.
Right. So this is another material. It's called bombona. This one is a round knot, and I cut it in quarters. And this one is also the Tagua knot. And my ears sometimes close.
That's beautiful.
it looks like this. And another one that I have is a citrus peel that actually smells like citrus. So this is citrus peel, this part is citrus, and this is the tagua. So I combine the two materials. And
Yep,
so yeah,
another kind of chandelier one. Fantastic.
yes.
So tell us of all these beautiful natural materials, what impacts you the most? And can you show us something new you're working on with it?
I think what impacts the most is the citrus peel, because at the first look, people think it's leather. People think it's paper, it's leather, but they never can guess that it's citrus. So as I show you, I do stripes. The citrus, what the citrus does is when it absorbs, it takes the shape that is close to it. So I work on this one. So I made a mold that has like this shape, and I made it too. So I press it, and then I put the peeler and I press it. So each one individual, and after I put it together. Even to, this is the seal part. So I took it the same, and this is like a pendant. So that's citrus. This one actually doesn't have any color. It's just the natural material. So this one is the outside, and this one is the inside of the skin.
Oh, that's fantastic. Lula, thank you so much for a great presentation. I can't imagine everyone not being as thrilled as I am to see everything you shared with us today. Thank you so much. And I'm excited to introduce all of you to Joanne. Joanne from Steel Pony.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joanne from Steel Pony, and I am co-owner of Steel Pony with my husband, Dennis. Some of you know us. We have a shop now on 4th Street in Philadelphia, which is Historic Fabric Row. And I was telling the girls earlier, we have retired from shows. So we are just doing internet and at the shop. So you can find us in either of those places. And tonight, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek because it's not really on the website yet, unless you're a VIP. But my sweaters are coming, are the next thing coming. So I'm excited to show them to you. My sweaters are always the most fun things that I do. I love winter because you can like really layer it up, and I'm all about, you guys know I'm all about layers and comfort. And so I do a lot of sweaters that are like the topper piece. So this sweater is called the Sloan, and it's a cardigan that I made, and I added a lot of, I don't know if it's really kind of hard to show you guys on this, but I do a lot of patchworking and stuff with my pieces. They're all combinations of like the main body and then other patterns or pieces that I keep because I use mostly or almost all of my fabric, regardless. I have boxes of fabric. So I'm always using those pieces to add to my pieces. So this is a one button, and everything that we do is hand dyed, and it's all natural fiber. So that is another part of my work that I think is important. So this piece, which is one of my new, another new style that I have, it's called the Alana, and it comes one size and it's just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped. And I decided I'm not gonna like unwrap it and try to show you, but I will be doing it some sort of YouTube with it, because it's just like this great piece that you can wear and wrap it around yourself or wrap it as a collar piece and just have it. It's a little bit more elaborate than my sleeves in a bag, which some of you know about, because those are made of modal. This is of cotton knit, and all my sweaters are all cotton, or mostly cotton. So I did this other sweater that has, this sweater is called Penelope, and it's a one sizer. And I was thinking about putting pockets on it, but now I'm reconsidering that because it is a sweater you can wear right side up or upside down. So I have to like really rethink about how I'm going to do that. So this sweater is great as a regular cardigan sweater, and then you can go and see Jan and get a magnetic closure, because this does not have a closure. So it's just a really great comfy sweater. And then if you turn it upside down, it becomes more like a swing and it gives you a whole nother look. So I'm not sure what the pockets are going to look like. So I think I'm going to put them on and see before I decide whether they're going to have pockets on it or not. But I'm totally open to people weighing in on that question. Maybe I could do pockets this way so that either way they work. So this becomes like a swing jacket. And I think that with pockets would be awesome, right? So that is that piece. And then I did just a vest this season. Vests are trending, even though I'm not really a trendy kind of person. But we kind of want to do a different kind of vest. So this is called the Addison. It's a one sizer. So it's a vest that, sits on top, and it is shorter in the front and longer in the back. However, you can turn it around and wear it the other way, where it's longer in the front and shorter in the back. It comes with ties. So if you wanted to tie it in the back or tie it as a belt, it's a really great layering piece with like a piece like this, which is another one of my new styles for fall. It's one of my dresses, and it is called the Autumn, which I tried to do its own kind of layering with a lot of the mesh, cotton mesh, and then with the piece on top, it just kind of brings it all together. So it looks like all these layers together. With the legging is perfect. And then this is the last sweater that I did this season. It's called the Riley, and it is also a patchwork of all kinds of cotton knits, and it is great with leggings or with a slim skirt. It's just really comfy, and it's also a one size. I like to do my sweaters in one size because I feel like, then you can layer under them, and, it's winter time. So it's all about the layering for winter for me. So,
and layering with your clothes is such a good look. It's like you automatically look artful and like you're ready to dance and swing and comfy, but cool. I mean, it's the kind of vibe you could take it out to dinner, but you could wear it, just to hang out in an office or something all day. It's really terrific that way.
Yeah. So a lot of my customers actually, they buy all different seasons of my things. They don't really separate them out, and they kind of layered summer and winter all together. And it's really interesting what they do with it.
Yeah, I can see so many pieces coordinating together, and that sweater I know is making myself and another person crazy. I just love the way it's one look is a wrap and chic wrap, and the other is more swingy. I know you're really concerned about your fabrics and your studio and sustainability as well. Can you tell us a little about that?
Okay, well, so I've been sustainable for 28 years. I guess I've been in business for 28 years. And when I started, sustainability really wasn't a conversation. And I just, I believe in doing everything as close to local as possible. So my cotton is grown in America. It's knitted here. It's, and we dye it in our studio. So I try to just keep everything close to home. Plus, I do not throw anything out. So everything that all of my outcuts are used for other things. So I make new things out of them. And one of the things that I will be doing every year I do around the holidays is I start to patchwork fabrics together and make one of a kind. So I will be having some funky, cool one of a kinds coming up as soon as I have time to sit down at the machine. I can't wait.
Will those one of a kinds be on your website or be available?
I don't know.
I like that. So we have to stick around and come to more parties and follow you on your media and your emails to find out, which is really good. We have time for a 2-second question. Is there one other brand new thing you want to quickly show us for the season?
No.
Okay, then tell me quickly. Obviously, one of the things I love is that I think you make things that look so good on women because you're so passionate about what you do. And I think you care about the process and also the final product. So where did your passion for fashion come from? 10 seconds or less.
Oh, well, I don't know. I was born with it. Some people say, I heard something about working, and either you have a job, a career, or a calling. And I think that goes for all of us here, is that we all have that calling to do something. And, I started it and I found out that really what my calling is to help women dress to make them feel great and look great. And that's my call.
Well, you couldn't have ended on a more touching or sentimental note, because I think is so true for all us makers here, especially as we, struggled through COVID and no shows and kept
Yep.
our passion in what we do. Thank you so much, Joanne. That was amazing.
You.
And I'm very excited for any of you who have seen her, especially for those that haven't. Let's take it away, Angela.
Hi, everybody. I'm here from California, from San Francisco, California, representing the West Coast. My name is Angela Flaviani, and I am from Bottega Flaviani. So I'm a leather worker. I make handbags and leather accessories. I originally came from a footwear background, 15 years as a shoe designer and developer, and then studied handbag making under a French artisan for 2 years, she worked for Hermès for 20 years and taught the traditional way of working with leather. So what I was able to do learning from her is to take my passion from footwear and working with leather and put it into bags. Bags are a lot easier to make than shoes, especially when you're working in your own home studio. So I started building a collection of bags, and my bags are known for their versatility. They transform themselves so that the woman can wear them the way she needs and the way she wants, rather than having to conform to the bag conforms to you. One thing that I have always expressed in my bags is color, whether it's on the outside or the inside. A couple of the pieces and what you're seeing in fashion this year in spring and in fall are these bright colors, the bright yellows, the fuchsias, the orange. And these are colors that for me have always been staples. This bag here is called One. It's an origami piece made of one solid piece of leather, folded together and sewn down the sides. It's made of an Italian Nuvolatto patent leather. And if you look, the way they put the color on is the color is hand stamped onto the leather before the lacquer finish is put on. And if you look closely, you can see how there are some darker areas and some lighter areas. And that's how they get the name Nuvolatto, which means cloudy in Italian. This is also an orange Nuvolatto leather, which it's a little more difficult to see unless you're in person. This bag here is called One. And due to popular demand and a lot of customer requests, I made a smaller version called Tara. And the Tara comes with a crossbody strap. So you can wear either, you can wear it as a satchel, or the Tara can be worn as a crossbody bag to give you versatility. Each one of these pieces, I talk about color on the inside and the outside. Each one of these bags is lined in suede leather. This one in a violet suede, and this one, the Tara, in a fuchsia suede. I always say leather evokes emotions, a sense of sight, touch, and smell. But the color too evokes emotion. And I can't tell you how many people look inside the bag, especially when it's a neutral color, and they see this peacock green suede lining or a fuchsia suede lining. And they say, I have to buy the bag because when I look inside, not only can I find everything, but I'm so happy when I look inside the bag. That's my color. And I understand not everybody's going to wear a fuchsia bag, but you can still have your fuchsia for yourself, on the inside. So these are just a couple of my colored pieces. And for those of us who are in the city and tend to wear more neutrals, the neutrals that I do, I'm not a fan of taupe, but what I learned in Italy was metallics make beautiful neutrals. And so that's where I bring in my Italian influence of, and what I learned in Italy was make neutral colored bags out of beautiful metallics. And it could be something like this. It's an Italian calf suede leather with a metallic snakeskin print on it. So it reads as a black, it can be used as a black bag, but you have these beautiful metallic hues. that make it just a little bit different. One of the other colors of the season, let's see if I can get, I'll get this one. One of the other colors of fall is the metallic dark sapphire blue. So again, just give a different look up against black. It gives a different shimmer, and it's a neutral color, even though it is still a color unto itself. And then some of the other, my favorite metallic now, you'll see on the bag called Grace. Grace is a single tote. I always do vertical totes. And thanks to everybody in New York asking, I made a couple exterior pockets so you can keep your Metro cards in there, drop your cell phone, and maybe even a small wallet straight inside. And the Grace has a shorter drop than the other totes that I've done in the past. This one is a Jessica, and this Jessica is made with a custom leather, a white calfskin with dandelion prints that are digitally printed onto the leather. So you can see the drop, the shoulder drop of this bag is a little bit longer, a little more traditional. The drop of the Grace, a little bit shorter, closer to the body, and a little more modern. It also comes with a very thick, a 2-inch wide leather strap. So 2 great totes. The Jessica, this bag here in the dandelion, comes with a sapphire blue suede lining continuously throughout the inside. Okay, let's see if that will, there we go. All right. And then some of the bags that I do, I work with clients to make custom pieces. So I just wanted to show you one of the custom pieces that I'm working on now. This hobo bag is called the Barbara. And one of my clients called me and said, can you make one out of, what is this? Tiger, out of tiger leather. And sure enough, I had some. So it's going to be a 2-tone bag, black on one side, tiger napped leather on the exterior side with a sand colored suede lining on the inside. I still need to put in the zipper and then finish up the strap, but this will be a custom one-of-a-kind Barbara that this customer will have because I can no longer get this leather. So she's the only one that will have this piece in the world. And that's some of the beauty. That is a sign of true luxury, when you're the only one in the world to carry the piece.
I love how thoughtful you are to the inside and the out and your process and the metallics. And you know, I have one of your bags and I'm crazy about it. We have like 45 seconds. Can you just do really quickly, show us an eyeglass case and a piece of jewelry?
Boom. I'll tell you really quickly, 2 shows that I'll be participating in on the East Coast and the West Coast. West Coast, if you're in the Bay Area, Craneway Craft Festival, the weekend of Thanksgiving. And on the East Coast, I'll be a part of the virtual Philadelphia Museum of Art show. So online in the beginning of November. Eyeglass cases are one of my #1 pieces. Slips in, also suede lined, and protects your lenses. So the lenses slip in, whoop, sorry, snaps in the back, and the straps, the arms just fold in the back.
So you know what, Angela, I am going to give a teaser and say that you also have amazing jewelry, and we have other eyeglass cases to show, but we're going to save that if somebody asks about them in the after party. Thank you so much for an amazing presentation. And we are going to bring it on to Barbara.
All right. Hello. I kind of forgot I was up next. I was so entranced with the leather bags. Hi, I'm Barbara Poole, the B of B Felt. I make hand felted garments and accessories, and made entirely, well, not entirely, but what holds all my garments together is 100% merino wool. I specialize in a technique called Nuno felting, which is a technique whereby the wool will pass through a substrate. And in most cases, I use silk and then lock on. It's really a laminate process. The word Nuno is a a Japanese word actually just means new fabrics. If you ever go to Japan, you see the word nuno, you don't look for felted things. You're just going to find new fabrics, because that's exactly what happens when I make my garments. The fabric and the garment get made all at the same time. There is no sewing, no gluing, no painting, none of that stuff. And what I am wearing right now, I wanted to talk about, because we're heading into winter, fall. I think this is my prime season for wool. Even though I believe wool can be worn all year round, some people are a little hesitant. So this is a time of year where people pull out their woolies, and I would like you to pull out one of mine. And I like to make things also that are, can do a lot of different things. This little jacket I have on is, well, it can be, you can dress this up or dress it down. I want to be able to show you, because you can only see it. I call it the poppy. Right now you can only see part of it, but I want to be able to show you the whole back of it. It's made out of silk organza and 100% merino wool. And I'm going to get up on my little stool here, hopefully. You guys can see it? Is that visible?
Yes, we can, Barbara. Thank you. It's gorgeous.
Thank you, Carla. That was a good prompt. So this jacket, you can dress it up or dress down. Looks great with a pair of jeans, but it would look fabulous with a little black dress also. The other thing, okay, so let's say you're going to a holiday party, but you didn't want to, you really were casual, but you wanted something a little dressy. Well, I make these scarves that I call illusions, and they are also made out of silk and wool. And this one is also poppy. And I like to point out to people that as we're heading into fall and winter, your gardens are going to go to bed, and all your flowers are going to die, unfortunately. But on my scarves, they live forever. So you can have poppies forever. And I want to show you, that's poppy, but here's my hibiscus, which is ever so wonderfully popular. I'm going to show you what you can put it on, and it's wide enough. These scarves are wide enough that they can act as a little shawl, just by looping it and looping it over. And you can see the fabric disappears, and all you see is the motifs floating on your body. And I do these in a bunch of different flowers. This is hibiscus, and then of course, well, I have the which was a very popular plant this year for those people who decided during pandemic to grow indoor plants, the monstera leaves. The other thing I want to talk about, because we are heading into winter and fall, is my holy scarves. I do them in lovely, luscious colors. They're hand dyed, hand felted. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, because I never talked about it, is the base wool. I'm felting. This is wool on wool. The base wool is 100% merino wool. And I want to tell the story of where it comes from, because I always forget to tell you guys. So I have a friend who lives in Australia with her husband, who is an Indian national, and they raise merino sheep. As I was talking, I'm going to demonstrate how this scarf actually works. It's wide enough for a shawl. They raise merino sheep. Now he's an Indian national. So they take all the wool that they've raised, their sheep, and they raise it very ethically. They don't do any of that musslings. They're anti-mussling. They take really good care of the sheep there. And they bring all the wool to India, where they've established a workshop for women who are indigent, who have lost the ability to support themselves. And you can put it down really low. And they give them back their dignity. They give them jobs. And they're not just, I'm not the only one that's buying this wool. A lot of people are buying it. But when I get the wool, as you can see, I'm going to hold it up so you can actually sort of see, maybe you can see through it. You can see it's actually extremely sheer. And when I get it, it looks like cheesecloth. And you guys know what cheesecloth? It's that sheer. And as I work on it, it becomes denser and denser. So this is part of my holy line. I always like to point out, like how you're walking down the street and you get your scarf nicely wrapped around your neck and you are all bundled up. So you don't even notice it, but suddenly the wind picks up, it grabs your scarf, and before you know it, it's 3 blocks the other way. You've now been separated from your scarf. Well, this way I've wrapped up my scarf. I love the way it looks, but I don't want to lose it. So I take one end of it and I'm going to poke it through the hole. Any hole, doesn't matter. So this has many ways to wear it, and pull it through, and it creates a nice, it locks it onto your scarf, and it really fills in your neck if you're wearing a coat, keeps you nice and warm. Now, this base fabric, I also am using it to, and it excites me because when I sell one of these scarves, I get real, or scarves, or any of the things I'm making with this wool, I get really excited because it's women helping women around the world, and three continents, US, Australia, and India. So three different continents. And I use that wool also to make these wonderful vests, which can be worn two ways. One is the normal, well, not normal, whatever. What's normal except a spot on the washing machine, right? So just open up there, very, very light. And let's see if I can stand up here so you can see the bottom of it. And on the bottom, I always put holes also on the bottom. So let's say you're walking around, you got this vest on, you can pull it through the bottom hole, just adjust it. And now it's not going to come off your shoulders. It's going to stay there. Or I'm feeling a little chilly. I always have holes up by my neck. So the holes are functional. As my professor said, art is all about solving problems. And I wanted to solve the problem of how to hold a garment on your body without button snaps or things like that, which, since I said I don't sew really, I mean, I do sew occasionally, but certainly not professionally. Now,
I have to say, I absolutely love, again, the thought and the engineering, and it comes across really well on video, but I have my first Holy scarf and there's no experience like the experience of putting it through the hole and realizing, oh, this looks fabulous and feels fabulous. Where can other people come and see you in person?
See me in person. Well, I am doing in-person shows. I just did the Rittenhouse Square show in Philadelphia. My next stop, actually, I forgot about it. I'm actually doing a show that I've never done before. I'm going to New York City. I'm going to try the Grand Bazaar, which is up on 77th Street. So if you're on New York City, it's a one-day show on Sunday, the 24th. I'm going to try it out. And then I will be in Massachusetts, in Massachusetts, in Marlborough. I don't do Northampton, at the Paradise Show in November. And in December, if anybody's from the Midwest, Chicago One of a Kind, the great big show in Chicago. Should be a lot of fun.
You're getting around, which is great, because I can't emphasize enough how much fun people will have if they stop by and see you in your booth. That's terrific. But thank you so much for a great presentation. And I cannot believe this brings us to our last presenter of the evening, my friend and fellow Art Party Central co-founder, Sam. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm the last one of the evening. And usually when I'm last, I completely lose my train of thought. So I'll probably show you a bunch of things I had no intention of showing you. So I am Sam Stone, and I am half of a super fab duo. Nora Swan is my partner. And we are up here in Vermont, which actually means that we're a little ways away from a lot of you. And so we've been working virtually to get our hats to our customers. We were in Tarrytown recently and we got to see a lot of you. And occasionally you guys come up to see us. Pam is on this party and she made her way up, which was super great. But because not everyone can come to Vermont and we can't get to all of the places that you guys already said that you're from, I thought I would walk you through some of our shapes so that you can better navigate our website, because our hats are one of a kind, which sometimes feels a little overwhelming when you go into our website and look at our signature hats and there's like, I don't know how many there are, so I'm not even going to guess, like 50 to 80. I don't know. And it gets very overwhelming. So let me just start telling you some of our shapes so you can get a sense of that. And in fact, what I'm wearing right now, we call the beside the point. And obviously I'm wearing it in gray, which looks very, very different from when we switch up to other colors. My beside the point, sorry, it looks like I'm a little choppy, so stay with me. My beside the point does not tip up. You can see I have a point there and I have this asymmetrical crown. This one, same original shape, but it's obviously very different in color and the felt is different. These are all merino wool felt as well. This one's been blocked as a secondary blocking so that this one has been popped up. And then of course, the incredible feathers popping all over the place on my left side. And then again, this one is beside the point in green. in red.
Hmm.
So they look really different when you're putting them on, and it's, you know, essentially starts off as the same hat. We use wooden blocks to shape all of our hats. So we have a lot of times we will switch up the crown with the brim. So I'm going to show you this gorgeous purple one that I almost wore earlier. Is a pointed brim fedora. I've got the point on the side. You'll see that we do that a lot. We love asymmetry. Asymmetry is really the most flattering. Our faces are naturally asymmetrical. And so a lot of times just kind of giving yourself this asymmetry allows for, I mean, you can see that it's sort of popping up and you can see the side of my face better. It's a little more surprising and exciting and just very flattering, I think. Yes, thank you, Francesca. The brim is pretty awesome. And then we have still with this pointed brim, but instead I've got this cloche crown. So it's like a 1940s pointed brim cloche. And this one's in black. Sorry, I'm stating the obvious. This one's in black in case you all didn't know what black is. And then we have same shape, different color. So again, 1940s pointed brim hat. Now, a really popular hat that we have on our website, and actually when I went to just refresh my memory, the whole, like when you go into our signature hats, the whole first line are Gal Fridays. Now that's what Carla is wearing today. And you'll see, this is what I do to myself every time. I get so confused with all my different thoughts and hats. So the Gal Friday, we have in lots of different colors and slightly different looks to them. So again, Gal Friday.
Tie-dye.
Looks very different on me, right?
Which means I can collect them all, right?
Well, that's the thing. What it does mean, I mean, that's actually a really good point, is what it does mean is you find a good shape, you can get it in different colors with different amounts of feathers or whatever you want. Or if you love a certain color, you can do different shapes. So a lot of times people are really wanting to be, you know, as they collect things, they want to make sure that they're hitting all the different points. We have customers come back to us all the time and say, well, I have a purple hat. Well, you can have 10 purple hats and they're going to look different every single time. Or you can, you know, go with the same similar types of shapes because you know what looks good on you. So when we work with people, we can start off with shape and then go with color. We can mix and match, obviously, as I was saying before, we can change our crowns with our brims. But having a place to start is sort of what I'm trying to do here.
And they're really good at it. I mean, I didn't pick this. This was my 60th birthday present, and my family worked with Swan and Stone to find the hat that they thought would be great for me. And damn, it's my fave. So how did you get into making your hats?
Oh, ass backwards. Can I say that? Yeah.
That's what I wouldn't say.
I have sheep and I was felting wool, and I'm so glad to come after Barbara because there's a lot that I don't need to tell you. Nora and I were good friends through our then toddlers who are now ready to graduate high school. And we decided we wanted to do something together. She had a whole career as a milliner in New York City before that I actually didn't even know at the time because we were, you know, bonded through our children. But so we were working with the wool from my sheep, and we decided we wanted to share this very Vermonty experience with some of our more urban friends. And we started making baby booties together out of my sheep's wool. And we decided to make handmade books that told the story of the sheep that the wool came from. But of course it was their alter egos, because here we were, we had to create this whole story. So like we created an alter ego for each of our sheep. So you might recognize that that's sort of not an entirely sustainable business plan, because we were like spending hours and hours doing these incredible books and these booties. Anyway, as we sort of came out of our baby bubbles, we started making hats. I mean, of course, we started making really fashionable hats for babies. And then our kids got, we started realizing we wanted to make hats for adults, that everything doesn't have to be about your babies and toddlers. That's the moral of our beginning.
I am so glad you made that evolution. And we have less than 20 seconds, but there's a quick question in the chat that says, I see all your brims are on one side. Is there a reason, or can they be lefty or righty?
So there's not really a reason. Traditionally, women's hats have the trim on the right. So a lot of our hat blocks are vintage hat blocks. Some of our hat blocks, actually, Nora has carved herself, but has sort of gone in the tradition. But if I had one at my fingertips and we had more time, I would show you. Some of them are angled differently, but there is a tradition to millinery. So for women, I don't know if I said that, for women, it tends to be that the trim is on the right. For men, it tends to be on the left.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I cannot believe it, but this brings us to the end of our presentations. I know all the artists want to thank all of you for coming and giving us a reason to do what Joanne said so beautifully, like our calling. This is, these kinds of presentations fuel us. It gives us the opportunity to show our work and share what we do and what we've done our whole lives to build to the collections that we have, that we put out there in the world. And so much of how we feel is gauged on your responses. So thank you for coming. Continue to come, tell your friends to come, continue to support us on Facebook and Instagram, and by reading our newsletters that we put our energy into. And of course, telling people about Art Party Central. And we are grateful. And I really want everybody who attended this party. And I personally am really grateful to the different presenters we had today. You inspired me. You made me want a lot of stuff. And, and you just did such a great job. So without further ado, I believe that we have raffle prizes to give out. So I am going to ask everybody to please unmute themselves so that you can help me cheer. Charlie, our amazing co-host, has done a great job of culling out our winners for us. And instead of him announcing it because of some feedback issues, I'm going to be announcing the winners tonight. And are we ready? Drum rolls, please. For our first winner, for Steel Pony, we have Emily Pearl.
Sorry, Linda.
For our second winner, for Bottega Flaviani, we have, oh, I know somebody going to be very happy. We have Loretta Antisovsky.
Oh, my.
For B Felt, we have Karen Snow. And for the last but not least, for Swan and Stone Millinery, I am so glad this person won, just because I am so excited to say this name. You are a winner, Chicken Lady 58. Lady. Congratulations to all our winners. And because we want everyone to leave feeling like they won something, you're all going to receive a coupon code for 10% off all of the 8 makers websites, as well as my website, carlagoodian.com, Ecologic's website, my wonderful co-host Charlie at ecologic.com. And the coupon code for 10% off that's good today through October 20th is OCT14ARTPARTY. That's Octus in October 14 Art Party. It's also going to be in the chat. It's also going to be in a follow-up email. And I apologize for not saying this sooner, but if you were one of our 4 winners, if you are Emily Pearl, Loretta Antisovsky, Chicken Lady, Karen Snow, or Chicken Lady, please put your email into the chat so that we can send you your $50 coupon. Again, Emily Pearl, Loretta Antisovsky, Karen Snow, and Chicken Lady 58, please put your emails in the chat for us. We have another day of parties next week. We have Cloth to Clay, Carla Goodian Art and Design, that's me, Wendy Joe New Metal Designs, Alex Lozier Jewelry, Joy Stember Metal Arts, Internal Fire Glass, Harlem Candle Company, and Clara Applewhite Designs. That's next Thursday. Please RSVP at artpartycentral.org and join us. One last shout out to my amazing co-host, Charlie Tesnakis. You know I'm grateful that you're my co-host. I so appreciate everything you did. Keep the ball rolling, keep the links going into the chat. That is not an easy job. Thank you, Charlie. And now we understand if those of you that have to go, those of you that want to linger and mingle, you feel free to unmute and put your questions either in the chat, or it's time for you to just say them right now at our after party. We're on.
Can I go back to Angela and ask her something about her bracelets and sizing the bracelets?
Sure.
I know you've got a small, a medium, and a large, but what's the best way to decide? I mean, I tried putting a tape measure.
Yeah, so that is really the best way to decide. The other way you can do it, so you want to measure your wrist, right? Circumference of your wrist, either with a cloth tape measure, you know, that you use for garments. The other way you can do it is with a string, but the tape measure is the best. So whatever that measurement is on my website for each one of the bracelets, I give the circumference, the inner circumference of the bracelet. So in the way of the Ophelia, this comes in 2 sizes, a small, medium, which most people fit, which is what I'm wearing, and then a large, extra large. For men, I will make a larger one, but that's only upon request. For the braided bracelets, those come in multiple sizes. They were initially designed for men, but women wanted them as well. So I started making smaller sizes. Whereas the spaghetti is a one size fits most. It's a wrap, and I gauge everything based off of my wrist, which is about a 6.5, 6 3/4.
So when you say 6.5 or 6 3/4, that's making the tape tight on your wrist?
No.
Is that how giving it a little bit of looseness?
There's a little bit of give. So my wrist is 6.5, 6 3/4. And so I gauge everything off of mine. In the spaghetti, if you have a larger wrist, I make it a little bit larger. I'll make it custom for you. Or if you have a more petite wrist, I'll bring it down a little bit. I just need to know that.
Thank you.
Great. Are there any other questions? Mary Carol.
Yes, I would love to see the 2 bags. There's a red and there's a pink behind you. Yeah, those 2. Yeah, what are those all about?
And she's going to do a brief showing of those because of the after party and wanting to get to a number of artists. So if there's, if you want to see them at length, I know Angela would meet with you after too as well. So you could exchange emails.
Most definitely. So these are both called the Jody. You can find them both on my website. Same bag. You can wear it 2 ways. Over the shoulder, slide the strap through, and it can be worn as a crossbody bag.
Wow.
And that is the one I give personal testimony to. I love my Jody.
All right. So, is the inside just as gorgeous as the outside?
This is an unlined bag. So the inside is the same color. It's red on the inside, but the pocket is popped in an accent color, in an accent suede. For this one, it's a coral color. For the pink, I think it's a purple. Not sure. Oh, it's an orange.
They're gorgeous.
Any other? Oh,
those are on your website?
Yes, the Jody. That's what this bag is called.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
They're quite beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Just a quick question. Where in San Francisco are you?
I am located in the outer Richmond. I'm right by Golden Gate Park.
Okay.
And right by the ocean. Right by.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, because my brother is in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
San Francisco proper.
Okay. Awesome.
Northwest corner.
All right.
We have a match in the making.
I know. I love it.
I love it. Any other
Thank
questions
you.
before we wish everyone a sweet night?
Well, I would just like to say that I have worked with Nora and Sam on hats, and they are incredibly wonderful to work with. So if you're really not sure of what you want, as many of you who have been on art parties with me have seen the array of hats that I have bought from them, and I still can't get enough of them. So I highly recommend working with them.
Thank you,
Yep,
June.
I can vouch for that too. I love, even though I'm not wearing it today, I love my hat.
You guys see Pam says me too. It's so cute. I love it.
And this is Liz, and I agree as well, because I have one that's made to order.
Thank you,
And
guys.
other people are great to work with too. I will say
Yes.
that I've worked with Kathleen. She's terrific. And I've gotten a special piece from Carla. So all you ladies just do incredible work.
And you're wearing a natural sir.
And I'm wearing natural sir.
Yep, and I'm wearing Francesca.
Yep.
My
Yeah, but
favorite.
Francesca didn't match.
I'm wearing Ecologic.
Woohoo!
I've been
And
wanting to
mine-
show that part of me this whole party. The ladies, right, Jan?
Well, I came right from the well, I came right from the rotation. I'm not wearing my Francesca. The most significant thing is we work together on my earrings, and they are green, which is a color as a girl I was told I could never wear, and they are fabulous, and I love wearing a color I was told I shouldn't wear.
Oh, it's awesome.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.
Night.
See you next week.
Bye.
See you next week.